Hello, good morning from my little hutong house here in Beijing. I'm most likely going to be here in Beijing for the next few months or the next foreseeable future due to the recent COVID situation here in China. Shanghai is completely locked down. As of recording this video, Beijing is fine, but who knows when or how that will change. So get ready for some good old-fashioned Beijing food content coming your way in the next few weeks. But today isn't about that. Today is a little bit different because recently I've been receiving quite some comments from people asking me how I can be a food vlogger but stay in shape. I thought I would show you guys what I usually eat in a day, because I definitely don't eat like I eat in my videos every day. I'm also going to show you guys what I usually do for exercise and also very importantly what I do for my mental health. So yeah, the day starts here. It's morning. It is currently, let's see, 7:09 a.m. So I am an early riser. I always have been. I wake up when the sun's up. Not that that's impressive. I'd like to see anyone try and sleep through the light that comes through this skylight every morning. So usually if I wake up early, around 7-ish, and I'm feeling motivated, I will choose to go for a walk because the morning is a lovely time to be out and about. So that's exactly what I'm going to do today. So yeah, let's get moving. So I love walking. I don't think that's a secret. You guys all know that about me by now. I've made quite a few walking videos here in Beijing before. And I think it's a genetic thing because my sister loves walking, my dad loves walking. For me, walking is more about mental health than anything else because I'm really bad at relaxing. I'm really bad at not being busy. So I like walking because technically I'm not wasting my time because I'm doing something good for my body, but it allows my mind to just completely relax. And it's the closest thing I can get to meditation. So this here is Jitan Gongyuan, Jitan Park, which is quickly becoming my favorite park in Beijing, and I'm just catching it today in the tail end of spring. These have been so beautiful for the last few weeks, but in the next few days they'll start to drop off. You can see already the leaves have started to poke through. I mean, these flowers, like who would have thought a flower could be so pink? I'm obsessed with them. Okay, so story time. So last video I posted on my channel was me eating all of those spicy foods in Chongqing, and surprisingly I received a lot of comments asking me what happened the next day, tell us about the after effects. So that story of what happened actually happened on this street here at Wudaying Hutong, so I thought I'd give you a bit of an abridged version. So after filming that spicy video, I actually was on a flight right back to Beijing because that day there was a new COVID case in Chongqing and I didn't want to get locked down out of Beijing or have to quarantine when I get back. So I came home straight away, and the next day, oh my god, my stomach, there was a storm a-brewing. And you know, when you're in that situation, you really want to be in the comfort and safety of your own home. You don't want to be out and about. But Beijing has a policy that when you go to another city and come back to Beijing, you need to get a COVID test within 24 hours. So I had to leave my house at some point. So I went and got my COVID test, and I was walking along this Hutong on my way back home, and yeah, the need strikes me, and the need is strong, very urgent need. So yeah, I just go run and find the closest bathroom. This behind me here is the toilet that I went to, and the thing you need to know about this toilet is it doesn't actually have doors. So not only am I not in the comfort of my own home, I am somewhere with people walking in and out, can see me doing my business. I'm in pain. Oh my god, it's spicy. At some point there was a dog that came in and was just like looking at me with this confused expression. It's definitely not my first embarrassing poo story in China, and it definitely won't be my last. So by the time I'm done with my walk and I get home, I'm usually like ravenous for some food. So what I'm about to show you now has been my go-to breakfast for like at least 10 years. It's definitely no gourmet masterpiece, but I think it's just more comfort food than anything. So basically I cook some oats on the stove top, then when it's done I put it in a bowl and I add toppings of banana, peanut butter. I could not live without peanut butter. I go through so much peanut butter per week, almost like a jar, which is quite an expense considering that I only buy this peanut butter, which is something they sell at the foreign supermarket. It's actually an Australian one, not an ad. But it's my favorite peanut butter, and it's a little bit of a taste of home, but it's like 60 renminbi for one little thing, so it's like $15. But you know, sometimes you just gotta do what you gotta do. I also add cinnamon, a little bit of maple syrup, and when I'm here in China I like to add goji berries because you know what, why not? And I feel like they're probably healthy, and then I mush it all up together and I just eat it. That's my breakfast every day. So that's my little morning routine. After this I would typically get dressed in some comfy clothes, head upstairs and start doing some editing. I've been editing for about an hour and a half now, which means it's time for a break, and this is one of my favorite breaks of the day because it is my coffee break. To make coffee, I use this thing. It's called a Bialetti. It's an Italian device, but it was introduced to me by my boyfriend when I was living with him in Germany, and I like to use it because it reminds me of him, and since I haven't seen him in 2.5 years, anything that reminds me of him is a good thing. It's very easy to use. You basically put water in this bottom bit, coffee in this thing here, and then you screw on the top, put it on a heated surface, and eventually coffee will come out. Then I like to put in oat milk. I heat up some oat milk if I want a hot one. I put some ice cubes in it if I want a cold one, and yeah, that's my coffee for the day. So I moved into my little hutong, it was about 3 months ago now, and when I lived at my old place, I would order a takeaway coffee to my apartment every single day. And thinking about it now really makes me cringe because it's just so bad for the environment. I was generating so much waste. I was also ordering a lot more waimai, a lot of plastic and everything, and so I really made an effort when I moved to this hutong to be a lot more sustainable. So I make all my coffee at home myself. I also cook most of my meals here in Beijing here, and the meals I do cook are mostly vegan. So I thought I'd give you guys a little tour of my fridge. As you can see, lots of veggies. Always have at least 1 or 2 sweet potatoes in my fridge. Cannot live without sweet potato. Got lots of veggies here, some greens, some tomatoes, lemon, coriander. This is some tomato soup I made yesterday that I'll eat at some point. Of course, bananas. Some cabbage. Down here got a whole lot of eggplants, some pumpkin. I bought myself an oven recently, so I've been making a lot of roast veggies, which yeah, makes me feel very homey because back in Australia, my family will often make like a roast dinner with roast veggies, so that's really nice. The only thing in this fridge right now that isn't vegan are these eggs. I don't usually have eggs, but I have to admit I've been pretty worried by the whole Shanghai situation, so I've been stocking up, which is also the reason why down here I've of course also frozen like 5 or 6 sweet potatoes. So if the lockdown does come, I won't be without my beloved sweet potato. And then I've got my essential refrigerated sauces, the doubanjiang, the sesame sauce, got tianmianjiang, mustard, randomly. Of course, laogama. It's not a fridge without some laogama. And here I also have some oyster sauce. The rest of my sauces can be found up here. All of my soy sauces, my vinegars, maple syrups, my olive oils, and my Wi-Fi router. For me, reading and coffee go together like bread and butter, and much like walking, reading is a great way for my mind to relax because it's technically something that my brain is doing, and so my brain is happy, but it's definitely not heavy lifting. And the books that I like to read are definitely not heavy lifting books. My favorite genre is fantasy. I love everything that Sarah J. Maas writes. I love Brandon Sanderson. I've also read all of his books. What else do I like? Patrick Rothfuss. I'm really waiting on that 3rd book, King Killer Chronicles. Anyone in the comments below, can you relate? And right now I've just started a new book by V.E. Schwab. I've read some of his other books before, or her books. I'm not sure, is this a lady or a man? I never really looked into it. But yeah, this is the book I'm reading right now, A Darker Shade of Magic. Anyway, time for my coffee and my book. Oh, this isn't the book I'm reading. It's this one here. Then I head back to the editing desk for a few hours. After that, it's time for lunch. So most days I will make myself lunch. Lunch is the meal of the day that I will most likely have at home and make for myself. My favorite thing to make at the moment is something that's like loosely based on a Korean pancake. I basically get every and any vegetable in my fridge. I chop it up into small pieces. I add some flour, I add some water. It'll make this paste-like mixture. Put it on the pan, let it fry for a few minutes, and then take it off, serve it with some Kewpie mayonnaise and soy sauce. I love this, and it's really Moorish, and I don't seem to get sick of it. But today I'm not doing that. Today I've actually been invited to my neighbor's house for lunch. My neighbors and I have gotten really close in recent weeks. We go for walks together every evening. They often bring me food like breakfast and little things for dinner. They are so sweet, and today is actually my first time I'm going to their place to have lunch. They're making me lunch, and my parents taught me never arrive at a dinner party empty-handed, so I've bought some local Beijing cakes for my neighbors today. Oh my gosh, how cute do they look? Lila? 哇，谢谢。哦，哇，谢谢你们给我做饭。客气，谢谢。It's actually got some Australian red wine. Very rare to see in China these days. 哦，谢谢。 Oh, that was the sweetest thing ever, and prime example of why I decided to move to the Hutongs. Just that sense of community and having neighbors that you actually talk to and get to know, and I'm so grateful for their friendship and for these leftovers that I will be eating tomorrow. Yoga is something I try and also do every single day. I started practicing about 2 years ago at the beginning of the pandemic in 2020, and I started then to deal with some of those mental health issues that were just really bubbling to the surface. I suffer from anxiety, and I think some people maybe watching my videos would think that I'm just happy and positive all the time. Trust me, it takes quite an effort to get to that state every single day, and the only way I can be like that every single day is by prioritizing my mental health, by walking, reading, yoga, setting time aside for myself every single day. And I'm in a place right now where I'm just feeling really good, and I think yoga is a lot to thank for that. Who would have thought exercise could be so good for you, for your brain? It's also good because it's the only kind of form of strength training that I do. Walking doesn't really exercise your upper body, and without yoga I'd probably just have no muscle. Not that I have much now, but I'd have less. Okay, time to talk dinner. Some nights I'll cook for myself at home, and other nights I'll go and meet with friends. This is one of those nights, and I'm just getting ready to head out. I think I'm gonna go for a bit of eyeshadow tonight, because you know, why the hell not? We are only young once. What the hell? Let's throw on some mascara for good measure. Wow, I am going full out tonight. Wearing mascara. Something I hardly ever wear, to be honest. I don't really do eye makeup. You probably have noticed in my videos. 2 reasons. Firstly, I feel like it makes me look a bit intense. Secondly, I don't really know how to do it. Coming at you with the catwalk. Fit check. Hey, feeling good, feeling fine. Of course, I'm wearing my Birkenstocks, the only summer shoe I own. So I'm here with Nico and Jack.
Hey.
And we are heading to dinner. We're going somewhere we've wanted to go for a really long time. It's this Cantonese restaurant that we've passed a few times.
I'm so excited.
The interiors look amazing. It looks like a... you'll see, we're about to arrive. So this is the restaurant here, and it's kind of nondescript. Oh, it looks like we'll have to wait maybe. But look at this, it's like this hall. This massive hall. So it's kind of got this outdoor eating vibe. But like all good restaurants, you have to wait for a while if you want a good table, or a table at all. And
so good,
this is the menu, it's so intense, I'm so overwhelmed. I think I'm just gonna go to Dianping and just see the top 3 recommended dishes. Oh, bao zai fan. Have you had bao zai fan before?
No, what is it?
It's this Cantonese rice dish.
We've only had Cantonese once.
What?
I know. So, I've been wanting to come here, but I've got no idea what to expect.
Well, we'll soon find out what they think. Our table was eventually called, and I took care of the ordering, of course. I want to make sure these two get a good Cantonese food experience. First dish to arrive was ganchao niuhe, fried beef with rice noodles, one of my absolute favorites.
Whenever I used to go to Hong Kong, this was always like the first thing I would order. Such comfort food.
It really reminds me of like a Chinese I would get back home. I haven't tasted this since I've come to China.
Interesting you say that because a lot of people that first migrated from China, outside of China, were from the south in Guangdong, Hong Kong area. So a lot of this kind of food is what a lot of people associate with Chinese food in the West. So it is that comfort food. That's probably why I always order when I go to Hong Kong, because I just know it's a taste that you know and love.
Yeah, it tastes like home.
Yeah, weirdly enough, it tastes like home. It tastes like Australia.
Honestly, I can't take these guys anywhere. Oh, and then the bao zai fan. Let's mix it together. And the best part is the bottom, the crispy bottom.
Doesn't really taste of anything. Is that meant to be the point? Don't let your followers see this because they'll judge me forever. I'm just gonna... Whoa. Can you just blur this out? I'm just gonna...
Okay, let me try it. Jack has said that it tastes like nothing. I find that hard to believe.
The meat tastes like something.
Yeah.
It's a fried.
You need the meat in it.
This is another of my favorites. Rice rolls topped with hoisin, sesame peanut sauce, and chili sauce.
This one, I love it so much. To this day, I still don't know the proper name for it. I just call it the rice rolls with stuff on it. Oh. It's like sweet, spicy.
I'm already quite shocked. So you said it was spicy. It's warm, which I didn't expect.
I was expecting this was going to be a cold dish.
Smells interesting. I'll dip it in a bit more. Oh, I don't hate it. That was not what I expected.
Feels like my mouth has been tugged in like 4 different directions. And like my tongue is the battleground, you know?
That is bizarre.
That's bizarre. Bizarrely good.
When I go out and eat with friends, I'll eat until I am full. And I generally follow the I stop eating when I'm full diet. It's not really a diet, it just, I try to listen to my body wherever possible. So even in my videos, actually not really in my videos, sometimes in my videos I have to eat more than my stomach would comfortably fit. But generally at a dinner like this, I'll just eat until I'm comfortably full and I'll say thank you very much, I'm ready to go. So there you have it. That is a typical kind of day in my life when I'm not traveling or filming a food video. Turns out I actually do eat quite a lot, at least I did today. But you know what they say, 开心就好. As long as you're happy, that's what's most important. And for me, being healthy is about feeling good in body and mind, and that's what I'm feeling right now. So yay for me. And yeah, I'm looking forward to bringing you some really fun content about Beijing food in the coming weeks. Fingers crossed we don't lock down. Please keep your fingers crossed for me. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you in Beijing next week. Bye.